accessories. All our products are covered by warranty. Our customer-friendly staff are always happy to help you find product for your needs. We also have multiple outlets in strategic locations all across Nigeria, so you can always find a Sims Digital Center near you. We offer nationwide delivery all across the country to your doorstep. We are committed to providing after-sales support, so why buy from Sims? Because we guarantee you quality products at good prices every time.
Sims Digital Centers, for the right combination of quality and price.
From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the News at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Ayotunde Balogun.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Governor Siminalayi Fubara swears in caretaker chairmen and members in the 23 local government councils of Rivers State, mandates State Auditor General to audit the local government accounts. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun condemns the killing of security operatives in Rivers, orders increased security across the state. And Joint Committee of the National Assembly commences investigation into the Train 7 project of the Nigerian liquefied natural gas. Lawmakers query several variations and status of the project.
And on business news tonight, global oil prices hit 7-week high on hopes that demand will rise.
On sports news tonight, host nation Germany becomes the first team to qualify for the last 16 at the 2024 Euros after beating Hungary 2-0.
From Abuja, the nation's capital, leader of proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, seeks negotiation with federal government, distances self from recent killing of army personnel in Abia State.
And in international news from London, Vladimir Putin says Russia and North Korea have both signed a deal to help each other in the event of aggression against them.
We begin in Rivers State, where Governor Siminalayi Fubara has sworn in the newly screened caretaker committee chairman and members in the 23 local government areas of Rivers State into office. Speaking during the event, which held in Port Harcourt, the state capital, Governor Fubara asked the caretaker committee members to bring their experiences to bear in running the affairs of the councils, just as he mandated the Auditor General of the state to begin the audit of local government accounts.
Proceedings at the Rivers State House of Assembly commenced at about 8 a.m., focusing solely on the screening of chairmen and members of the caretaker committees for the 23 local government areas. The Speaker, Victor Okojombo, initiated the session by reading a request letter from Governor Siminalayi Fubara.
As amended, it is my pleasure to forward the attached lists of nominees of chairmen and members for screening and confirmation by the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Following this, the House suspends its rules to admit the 23 caretaker chairmen and their members into the chamber to expedite the screening process. Subsequently, the chairmen are taken to the Executive Council chambers of the Government House, the same premises where the temporary State Assembly complex is located, for the swearing-in ceremony. In 2 batches, all 23 caretaker chairmen take the oath of office and allegiance administered by the Registrar of the River State High Court. Next is the signing of the register and a symbolic handshake with the governor. Governor Fubara charges the new council leaders to protect the interests of their people. He also mandates the audit of the local government accounts in the past 3 years.
What is happening here now is a defense of democracy. We will not allow a wrong precedent to be created in this country. It is not about River State, it's not about Fubara, but if in any way this attempt of tenure elongation succeeds in River State, it becomes a norm in Nigeria. So we have taken it upon ourselves to say, not within our own watch, that it will not happen, because it is completely alien to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Some of the council chairmen discussed their agenda for the local government.
Going to Anthony is to maintain peace and ensure that we are focused in the support of our amiable governor, His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Joseph Fubara. And then in doing that, we want to ensure that everybody in Andoni is carried along.
I've said that the people first before me, and I think we will be liberated from the hands of the enemies, those who want to cut away the resources of our state, our local government. My first priority is to hold town hall meeting, galvanize support for His Excellency, cut across our local government, look at people who have challenges, who have supported us during this time period, and reach out to them. Also going to empower women.
Among the 23 chairmen are 2 women who also share their vision.
The Executive Governor of River State deemed me fit and worthy to serve again as CTC chairman. So it's just to continue with the development drive that I have already started in the LGA.
In the lead up to their swearing-in, police had barricaded the premises of several local government areas, including Port Harcourt, to prevent a breakdown of law and order. As part of his charge, Governor Fubara warns the new council bosses against resorting to violence.
And reactions are already trailing the swearing-in of caretaker committee members for local government councils in River State. And its reaction, the main opposition party in the state, the All Progressives Congress, is demanding for the declaration of a state of emergency in River State. Now, the caretaker committee chairman of the party in the state, Mr. Tony Okocha, says events of the past few days shows that the state is clearly at war.
There is war in River State. And who are the dramatic personnel? Who are the actors? The actors are Governor Siminalayi Fubara versus Governor Siminalayi Fubara. That is those are the actors of the war in River State, not looming. When we say looming, it means that there seems to be that it's coming. We are at war in River State. And because the governor is unteachable, and because the governor does not listen to counsel, even the counsel of Mr. President, APC River State that I represent today is demanding for a state of emergency in River State. It is the way out so that you and I will live in peace.
Meanwhile, some lawyers in the state have also been reacting to the developments in Rivers. While Mr. Warren Yechawori described the governor's action as unlawful, Mr. Tawano Williams, who was a former council chairman of Okrika local government, believes that Governor Fubara's action is backed by law.
The last judgment on this issue was the one delivered by Honorable Justice Kobile Bassam. In his ruling, he said, and I will quote him, that all laws made by the Speaker, Martin Samewule, remains valued. All laws, including the Local Government Amendment Law number 2 of 2024. Now, what he talked about elongation. nobody, because I've gone through that law, nobody sought to elongate the tenure of the current local government chairman. Nobody.
Governor Wike went to court, and the court said that some procedures were not properly followed, and Justice Akambi of the Federal High Court nullified the election. The next day, a caretaker government was put in place by the then Governor Wike. So the question is that caretaker government has been put in place by Governor Wike before. And within that period, 2 times of caretakers were put in place. Now, we are here today because some persons feel that their structures depend on local government. Now, the Assembly went ahead to enact a law, Local Government Law number 2, 2024. And then others went to court. And the court gave a judgment that that particular amendment is at variance with the 1999 Constitution. And therefore, the amendment, the law, is being set aside and of no effect. So as we stand now, there is no law debarring the governor from putting in place caretaker committee according to the law.
And still on the crisis in River State, the governor of neighboring Bayelsa State, Doye Diri, is calling on all the actors in the crisis to give peace a chance. Addressing members of the State Executive Council in Yenagoa, the state capital, Governor Diri says Bayelsa cannot afford to look the other way when there is a crisis in River State.
I want to plead with us, for all of us, to look at development. And in looking at development, we must all add value to the state. What can we add to the growth and development of Bayelsa? It is not by guns. We're all witnesses to what is happening in our sister state, River State. And we're all praying for peace to be restored in River State. Let me again use this opportunity to call on all the key actors in River State to give peace a chance. Rivers and Bayelsa are one and the same states. And whatever that happens in River State, we are interested. And there must be give and take in that state so that development will not suffer, so that the people will not suffer.
Now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetukun, has condemned the killing of 2 security operatives in River State over the local government crisis in the state. Now, this was disclosed by the Force PRO, Muyiwa Adejobi, while announcing the identities of the 2 security operatives that were killed in Eberi Omuma on Tuesday. According to the Force PRO, the IGP has also directed the Commissioner of Police in the state to conduct a thorough investigation into the killings as well as the general violence which erupted in River State.
The Inspector General of Police, Federal Republic of Nigeria, IGP Kayode Egbetukun, PhD, NPM condemns in the strongest terms the recent outbreak of violence and subsequent breakdown of law and order at various local government council secretariats in Rivers State, where supporters of 2 political factions clashed over the tenure of local government council chairmen, which unfortunately led to the tragic death of a police officer, Inspector David Ngbada, and Samuel Nwigwe, a vigilante member at Eberi Omuma in Omuma local government area of River State. In response to these heinous acts, the Inspector General of Police has directed the Commissioner of Police in River State, CP Olatunji Disu, to heighten security measures across the state and institute thorough investigations into the killing of the police officer and the vigilante operative, as well as the general violence which erupted in the state. The Inspector General of Police has specifically deployed operatives of the Force Intelligence Response Team, IRT, to assist the Rivers State Command in apprehending the killers of the police officer and the vigilante member.
Meanwhile, a former Student Union government president of the Elechi Amadi Polytechnic in Port Harcourt, Andrel Ejindo, has been confirmed as the 3rd casualty in the crisis that erupted over the tenure of local government chairman in River State. The student union leader was one of the youth protesting at the headquarters of Ahoda East local government on Tuesday, as a viral social media video shows him chanting songs and waving an Ijo Youth Council flag alongside some other youth. Although details are sketchy, eyewitnesses told Channels Television that it was shot at close range by unknown assailants along Ulakwa Upata Road in Ahoda main town at about 9 p.m. on Tuesday. In part two, after the break, Governor of Imo State Hope Uzodinma tasked Nigerian media to continue to be society's watchdog as the country wades through the current economic crisis. Please stay with us.
This is Premium Pension. How can we help? Our experts work behind the scenes, enabling our members grow wealth to secure a premium tomorrow. We see your hard work and we make your money work hard for you. We are growing with you in commitment and service. Leveraging technology to meet your demands. Secure your future and pave way for the next generation. Embracing diversity with firm roots across the 36 states of Nigeria and the FCT. Premium Pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
No put your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange the stars to give una small wisdom. Una think say una sabi. Shout my tea fresh now, but una own, I beg no be so. Before una go talk say our smell no reach, make una think am twice so. We know they here to the point una with our small finger. We show una solution instead. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? On a slide, go find like chemistry as it's supposed to be. You can see why we are the coolest around. For zero cavity and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy am, use them and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because we Colgate, that do yaga with your smile.
Nivea Pearl and Beauty Deodorant. With natural pearl extracts and avocado oils for soft, smooth, and beautiful underarms. The perfect balance of 48-hour protection and care with delicate fragrances. Feel the power of pearls. Nivea Pearl and Beauty for soft, smooth, and beautiful underarms. Try our new Pearl and Beauty Black Pearl for smooth and perfumed underarms.
The Duchess International Hospital caters to every aspect of the family's health needs. A one-stop shop for maternity and child health services, emergency medicine and critical care, medical and surgical subspecialties, dental and eye care, and a range of other subspecialties and services, all available at a single location right here in the heart of Ikeja. And it really doesn't matter if you're paying out of pocket using your HMO or private insurance. We focus completely on providing that world-class affordable healthcare for all the family at all times.
Advanced Protection Roll-On. For all-day, non-stop protection from sweat and odor. Keeps on working all day. Stay dry and fresh for longer. Try Rexona. It won't let you down.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live on Channels Television from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Governor Siminalayi Fubara swears in caretaker chairmen and members in the 23 local government councils of Rivers State, mandates State Auditor General to audit the local government accounts. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetukun condemns the killing of security operatives in Rivers State, orders increased security across the state. Joint Committee of the National Assembly commences investigation into the Train 7 project of the Nigeria liquefied natural gas. Lawmakers query several variations and status of the project. And Vladimir Putin says Russia and North Korea have signed a deal to help each other in the event of aggression against them. Away from the River State crisis, a joint committee of the National Assembly has commenced an investigation into the Train 7 project of the Nigeria liquefied natural gas. The lawmakers are querying the variations in the project as well as the status of the project. However, the project director, Mr. Ali Uwais, explains that the project is at 67% completion. Our National Assembly correspondent, Gloria Mizoke, reports.
The Senate and House committees on gas are meeting with representatives of the Nigeria liquefied natural gas to get update on the status of the NLNG Train 7 located in Bonny Island, Rivers State.
Thank you.
The interactive session is also attended by contractors working on the project. The lawmakers had earlier received some documents from the NLNG on the operations of the project, and this session gives them the opportunity to clarify some grey areas in the document. The contentious issues include lack of information and explanation on the original contract sum, which was about $4.4 billion, as well as the variations since the commencement of the project in June 2021.
From what you have written here, original contractor claim request is $922 million. An original company offer was $83 million. On the issue of claims, what is the status of that negotiation between LNG and the consortium, please?
You have about 10,000 persons working. That means you have created jobs for about 9,000 Nigerians in that singular project, probably on site and in the office administratively. I would also ask, I want you to clarify that. The second question is on the expatriates. For the 1,000, do they all have valid permits?
The NLNG team explains the benefits of the project when completed and goes on to provide answers to some of the issues raised.
Most of the variations have come from regulatory changes and what have you. In principle, we tried to put in a contract such that it's EPC and the whole responsibility of delivering this project is by the contractor, and we try not to intervene at all. So by that, there are limits or there are limitations in respect of creating variations. In terms of confirming the percentage of work, that if you go to site, would you indeed see 67% of the work and the personnel that are involved and what have you? Indeed, we as NLNG, as a company, we thrive and are proud of what we're doing, and if there's something we're not doing, we don't try to say we're doing it. So you're most welcome to come and see the beautiful work that we're doing.
The NLNG explains that the project is expected to increase the company's production capacity from the current 22 million tons per annum to 30 million tons. However, the lawmakers queried a clause in the document that restricts the information that can be provided by the team. The committee subsequently adjourns to reconvene on July 3, 2024.
In the light of the current economic challenges in the country occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy, the governor of Imo State, Mr. Hope Uzodimma, has asked the media in Nigeria to focus their attention on objective reportage of government activities. Speaking at an interactive session with members of the Nigeria Union of Journalists in Owerri, the Imo State capital, Governor Uzodimma said he is confident that President Bola Tinubu has the vision and capacity to rescue Nigeria's economy and make it the best in Africa.
It is a decision that government after government were not able to take. The consequence of that is that this temporary hardship, just like you mentioned, increase in palliative. The temporary hardship that has to come with the cost and struggle to recalibrate the economy of the country. And that is why government is providing some palliative measures to cushion the effect. Because the real effect is going to be the positive outcome of that decision. But the gestation period will come with initial pains. So I want you people to protect and partner with government, because the media space is almost being hijacked by opposition politicians, to the extent that the whole thing is about campaign of calumny. But we are not able to look at the big picture, which is recover the economy, stop spending 3 trillion on subsidizing fuel that is not given to the people, unite the exchange rate, remove those who have been feasting on the disparity between exchange rates from our currency to the United States dollars.
So let's head to the nation's capital now, and Gloria Mizioke is standing by to give us the very latest from our Abuja studios. Great to see you again, Gloria. Over to you.
Thank you, Ayo. Here in Abuja, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, has distanced himself from the recent killings of security operatives in the south. He clarified his position on the issue at the resumed hearing of the case against him by the federal government over alleged treasonable felony. When the case came up for hearing, his counsel asked the court to prevail on the federal government to explore the option provided by Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act, which encourages amicable settlement of the case. Our judiciary correspondent, Emanuela Ekele, reports.
The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, arrives to Federal High Court Abuja for the case instituted against him by the federal government, charging him with alleged treasonable felony. After exchanging pleasantries with his lawyers and family, a calm Mr. Kanu takes some minutes to speak on the security situation in the southeast, especially the recent killings in Aba, Abia State.
Every manner of killing I condemn in its entirety. IPOB, I want you to understand that. Because IPOB was founded on a non-violent principle. And we maintain that up until this very day. And everything, of course. And some of these soldiers, we are told, are also our people. Yes. Correct? And the family is now in mourning. Yes. So all the making of young widows is condemned in its entirety. I don't want it.
The courtroom settles for the business of the day as the lawyer for the IPOB leader, Mr. Aloy Ejimako, informs the court of plans to file contempt of court charges against the Director General of the Department of State Services for not complying with the orders of the court to allow Mr. Kanu have access to his lawyers. Mr. Ejimako also wants the court to invoke Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act, which provides for reconciliation and facilitation of amicable settlement in criminal or civil matters, adding that trial cannot go on if his client's right to fair hearing is being questioned. In response, the lawyer for the federal government, Mr. Adegboyega Awomolo, informs the court that he has no instructions from his client to embark on any negotiations with Mr. Kanu. However, the trial judge, Justice Bintanyako, did not object to the request for negotiation. She urges Mr. Kanu to approach the Attorney General of the Federation with the request. The trial judge observed that there is no contempt of court charge against the Director General of the DSS before her, adding that the matter would be looked into when she sees the file. However, she ordered the DSS to provide a safe space for Mr. Kanu to meet with his lawyers ahead of the trial.
Recently, we saw a situation where the Attorney General of the Federation took steps under Section 174 of the Constitution, which is very similar to Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act. He took that position to discontinue the prosecution of two very high-profile cases in this country. So people might wonder why such a situation should not apply to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and that is what played out in court today.
I'm pleased with the decision of the Federal High Court today. It's already there under Section 17, and it's also there under Section 174 of the 1999 Constitution that government can discontinue, and grounds for discontinue is national interest, public interest.
The case has been adjourned to September 24, 25, and 26 for trial. Emanuela Ekele, Channels Television News.
Staying with the court, Justice Emeka Nwite has declined granting bail to suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Abakiari, and two other suspended senior police officers. In separate rulings, the court held that the defendants have not brought any evidence in court to warrant the court's discretion. Justice Nwite adds that the court must exercise its discretion judiciously, and in this case, the court cannot grant bail to the defendants. Still ahead on the news at 10, global oil prices hit 7-week high on demand hopes. That's some business news. Please join us again.
You want to send your body money, but you don't get time for internet story. You don't need to dey waka with plenty money, yo. Careful, make you dial the number 894. Make you know the wait. 894. No need to dey stand for line. 894. It is safe and secure. 894 for me. 894 for you. 894. There's a number that could change your whole world. 894. It no matter if you don't get data. 894. Just pick your phone and dial the number. 894 for me. 894 for you. 894 for Niger.
Dial star 894 hash to get started. Powered by First Bank.
It's hot. Have you seen the remote?
No, I haven't seen it.
How did you do that?
Buy a Risco product.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Welcome back. You're still watching the news at 10, coming to you live on Channels Television. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, says the federal government is giving priority to the survivors of the Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria's northeast region. He stated this at the commissioning of the headquarters of the Northeast Development Commission in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. The Vice President also flagged off the second phase of the construction of the 27.1-kilometer road linking various communities affected by Boko Haram insurgency in Jere and Mafa local government areas.
Vice President Kashim Shettima is accompanied by Governor Inwayaya of Gombe State and the Deputy Governors of Borno and Yobe States as he arrives for the commissioning of the headquarters of the Northeast Development Commission. Other dignitaries in attendance include ministers and some members of the National Assembly. The Managing Director of the Commission welcomes the guest and gives an update on some of the Commission's efforts to develop the region.
The Commission is currently implementing the Northeast Stabilization and Development Master Plan, a holistic roadmap comprising of 11 pillars that cut across various sectors. The pillars are fashioned to profile the socio-economic development and long-term prosperity in the Northeast region.
Stakeholders acknowledge that the region is gradually recovering from the Boko Haram insurgency, and the chairman of the Northeast Governors Forum and governor of Gombe State wants the Commission to step up efforts to hasten the development of the region.
By 2011-2012, when the Boko Haram 2009 started 14 years or so ago, I told a friend of mine that thing took us back by to pre-independence days, meaning by over 50 years. For us to cover up, it means we need to do a lot. We need to work hard enough to recover those grounds and work in double loss to catch up with the rest of the country and indeed the developed world. We are not gathered here today.
Vice President Kashim Shettima was governor of Borno State at the height of the Boko Haram insurgency in the region. He believes now is the time to accelerate development to boost economic growth and recovery in the region.
We can only reclaim and shape the narrative of this region if each of us stands together. Every part of this country looks to us to transform our story of anguish into one of revival and triumph. This is an opportunity for us to do so, and this new head office shall serve as a hub of innovation and a center for strategic planning that guides the Northeast towards a brighter future.
The Vice President then commissions the head office of the NEDC. He also flagged off the construction of road projects and launched the distribution of agriculture equipment to farmers in Borno State.
The Kogi State Governor, Mr. Usman Ododo, is calling on the people of the state to unite irrespective of tribe and religion to build a state that will be a source of pride to all. The governor made the call during a statewide broadcast. Meanwhile, a group of women under the aegis of Kogi East United Women have held a solidarity march in the state capital, calling for unity among all the ethnic groups in the state.
Kogi State, nicknamed as the Confluence State, is known for its diverse ethnic and tribal lines, a reality some say was exploited by politicians in the last governorship election. Efforts to unite the various ethnic groups in the state is the crux of the governor's post-Salah statewide broadcast from the government house in Lokoja.
Our state is at a crossroads. We need peace and unity to navigate the challenges that lies ahead and unlock the potential that our state is reputed for. I wish to urge my Muslim brothers and sisters to seize this opportunity of this festive period to pray for our leaders and seek the face of Allah for the prosperity of our dear nation.
In a related development, members of the Kogi East United Women have staged a solidarity rally in the state capital to advocate unity among all the ethnic groups in the state. Displaying placards and singing solidarity songs, They marched through some of the major roads in the state capital. The walk is part of the unity effort by the group to reunite all the ethnic groups in the state, which according to them became polarized during the last governorship election.
We are equalized does not mean we don't need to support a man. We see ourselves as one family. So we are here, as women, we are here to show them our love and to tell them that we are part of the government and we are ready to work with them.
I think every Kogis especially, should come together to work together for the progress of the government, because I think governance is for all, and there is no point you fighting against the government that is in power, because when you begin to fight against the government that is in power, you're not going to benefit, and there's so much benefit that will come from working with the government.
The group later proceeded to the office of the secretary to the Kogi state government.
Let's forget about ethnicity. Yes. We are all one. Yes. For the progress of Kogi State. So in order not to cause problems in Kogi State, we must be united.
In the build-up of the 2023 governorship election in Kogi State, some of the candidates campaigned along ethnic lines, a development these groups says is unhealthy for the unity of the state.
Residents of Kaduna State in Nigeria's northwest zones have expressed concerns over the rising cases of mobile phone snatching, majorly within the state capital. This is as the State Police Command says it has arrested a total of 450 suspects in connection with phone robbery and other related offenses within 6 days. The command's public relations officer, ASP Mansir Hassan, told Channels Television that the phone thieves operate as a syndicate and have their collaborators scattered across Borno, Kano, and Lagos states, from where they launch their attacks in Kaduna.
It is quite normal to see people using their cell phones in public places to either make calls or transact business. In Kaduna State, public usage of cell phones could result in loss of the phone, as the police authorities in the state are investigating a series of phone theft. Phone robberies have become more frequent in Kaduna State in the past months, with police linking it to an organized crime ring. Such cases of phone theft often lead to physical assault, involving use of guns and other dangerous weapons that sometimes claim the lives of the victims or leave them with serious injuries. In October 2023, a 7-youth corps member, Grace Silas, was stabbed to death by phone thieves during a roadwalk in Barnawa area of Kaduna South local government. Also recently, a 7 military officer, Lieutenant Abubakar Isa, was stabbed to death on the road and his phone collected from him by thieves at Ungwansarki area of Kaduna North local government area. Unlike the deceased victims, Mrs. Asabin Doma and Mrs. Justina Okizie, whose phones were stolen recently at a popular Barkin Dogo market and Romi Junction, are alive to tell their stories.
I was even lucky because I hear stories that some people's hands were cut off or somebody died. They said the lieutenant was killed because of phone in Kaduna. There's so many cases of this phone theft now. The police should please do something about it.
I'm eating, so I put it on top of my chair. Before I eat finish, say me I carry my phone. I didn't see it again.
The spike in the crime has left many residents feeling unsafe and vulnerable, especially in public places. No fewer than 450 suspects have been arrested by the police in connection with phone snatching and other related offenses.
Last time we have paraded over 900 suspected handset snatchers, which later they were charged to court. But we think that that issue have gone, which within this few months, so many people lost their life. We arrested one Khalid, Salisu Khalid, who is the masterminder of most of these things. He has a voice. He employed them. In fact, the recent ones, he employed them from Maiduguri. They were in Lagos. He called them to come back to Kaduna and do a work for him. He looked for a KK where he give them to do for this operation. Somebody would be going, he's making calls, they would just cut off his hand and pick the phone and run.
Police investigations in recent times have revealed that many mobile shops in the city are willing to purchase phones that are stolen. But this claim has been blatantly refuted by the Association of Phone Dealers.
Somebody will come with phone and there are security codes in it. So easily got to know that that very phone is not his. So we'll just put him under investigation, and at the end we'll hand him over to the police. And sometimes if we discover that there are SIM cards, we used to search for numbers to see the names that can link us to the owners, so we call them.
No light.
To curb phone robbery in Kaduna State, analysts underscore the need for the security agencies to work in collaboration with phone dealers to ensure that all second-hand phones brought into their shops get the appropriate certification and security checks before they are sold to customers.
Well, that's it from the nation's capital. For more on the news at 10, it's back to Ayo in Lagos.
Thank you so much, Gloria. The governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has threatened to arrest officials of the Federal Ministry of Mining in the state for aiding illegal borrow pit operations in the Obage-Nebosa axis of Ipobaha local government area. Governor Obaseki, who visited the area with members of the State Executive Council, ordered the immediate arrest of illegal operators of the borrow pit, whom he met on site. He insisted that the state government will put an end to the illegal mining activities taking place in the area.
We issued a statement warning people who are operating borrow pits to desist until we agree on the areas that can be borrowed. But from what we've seen here today, it's like these operators have no respect and they're challenging governments, and government will show its full might and full force. This is environmentally threatening, because if we continue at this rate, we'll lose areas, we'll lose communities. The National Transmission Company issued a warning that even our transmission lines are being threatened because people are borrowing, taking sand around areas that are hosting this national infrastructure. You can see what is going on here. This is illegal, it's illicit, and we as a government are going to do everything possible to put an end to this. And we're sending this as a warning to the mining officers, the federal mining officers in the state, who permit these, who give these authorizations, that we will arrest and deal with them in Edo State. This is not a banana republic. You just cannot come out here and devastate our environment this way. Very soon, people around this community will not be able to live. In the next few years, there will be landslides, there will be mudslides because of the way they are going out, carrying out these mining activities.
Business News is up next with Will Ibo.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Thank you, Ayotunde, and welcome to Business News. We begin with global oil prices reaching a 7-week high on Wednesday, boosted by optimism over summer demand and geopolitical tensions, and despite a surprise increase in U.S. crude inventories. Brent crude futures rose to $85.27 per barrel, with U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude up at $81.47 per barrel. Analysts believe that the rise from early June lows signals growing confidence in a tighter global oil market balance. Meanwhile, Nigeria's crude oil production hit a record low of 1.25 million barrels per day in May, according to OPEC. Now, Nigeria's forex reserves fell to $32.3 billion by the end of 2023, accounting for 0.26% of the global total and down from about 0.3% in 2022, according to the IMF's latest data. This decline was due to reduced inflows and increased outflows during the year. In the third quarter of 2023, Nigeria's share of global forex reserves stood at 0.28%, with reserves totaling $33.32 billion. Globally, forex reserves expanded to $12.3 trillion by the end of 2023, marking a 3.5% increase from the previous year's total of $11.92 trillion. And we head to the domestic stock markets where investors resumed trading after a two-day holiday with profit taking. John McCoy tells us more.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Stock Market Report. Well, the NGX looked really good and hopeful at midday. But by the close of trade, we had lost the 100,000 level, which we regained briefly. And the market closed in the red, 0.08% at 99,925.29. The market cap is still within 56 trillion naira. And it's because of the market mover. MTN Nigeria today lost 5 naira 90 kobo to close at 214 naira 80 kobo, a major loss there, and that's about 2.65%. Now let's look at the sectors. Oil and gas in the green, doing so well these days. Japan Gold gained 3 kobo. Also, Eternal Oil gained 40 kobo. So we see oil and gas positive right there. Consumer goods, however, is on the flip side, and that's because of Nigerian breweries. Lost some money right there, 2 naira 65 kobo. Banking had mixed colors, but closed in the positive. So it's the first trading day of this week, but guess what? It's the bear.
Thank you, Ini. Let's check in on other major equities.
Banking, so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Many thanks, Will. Russian President Vladimir Putin and his North Korean counterpart Kim Jong-un have signed an agreement pledging that Russia and North Korea will help each other in the event of aggression against either country. The announcement was made by the Russian president following talks with Mr. Kim during his visit to Pyongyang, his first in 24 years. Here's Simon Puser with other international news in Around the World in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Vladimir Putin says Russia and North Korea have signed a deal to help each other in the event of aggression against them. Kim Jong-un has said he fully supports Russia's invasion of Ukraine as Mr. Putin visits North Korea after 24 years. The Russian leader was welcomed in a lavish formal ceremony featuring singing children, military walks and a parade through the streets. Gifts were exchanged too, with Mr. Kim reportedly receiving yet another luxury car, an Admiral's dagger and a tea set. The US and South Korea accused the North of supplying Russia with artillery ammunition in exchange for food and military aid, something both countries deny. South Africa has begun a new era, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced as he was sworn in for a second full term in office. He remains in office even though his party, the African National Congress, failed to secure a majority in Parliament during last month's election. The ANC subsequently made a deal with its longtime rival Democratic Alliance and other parties to form a coalition government. Mr. Ramaphosa hailed this government during his inauguration speech, but also warned that unless it addressed deep inequalities, the country could become unstable.
In our brilliant diversity as South Africans, we gather to affirm our solemn conviction that this country belongs to all who live in it.
Chad's health minister has said a huge fire at a military ammunition depot has killed at least 9 people and injured 46 others. The death toll was in danger of rising as many of those wounded were in an extremely serious condition. The explosions from the depot in the Guji area of the capital N'Djamena lasted for about half an hour overnight. Video footage showed them lighting up the night sky, with witnesses saying they could be heard miles away. The weapons depot in Guji is the country's main arsenal and is in the north of the city near their military headquarters, a French army base and the airport. State news agencies have reported that a Russian court has sentenced a US soldier to 3 years and 9 months in jail on charges of theft and threatening to kill his girlfriend. Staff Sergeant Gordon Black was sentenced by a court in Vladivostok in Russia's Far East and will serve his time in a penal colony. Sergeant Black, who was arrested in May, had pleaded not guilty to the murder threat charges, but admitted he was partially guilty of stealing 10,000 rubles or £89 from her. He will appeal the verdict. Boeing's chief executive Dave Calhoun has faced a grilling from US senators about the company's culture as he apologized to family members of plane crash victims who shouted at him throughout the hearing.
On behalf of
Mr. Calhoun testified to Congress that the company had learned from past mistakes and that the process for employee whistleblowers works. But lawmakers still accused him of not doing enough to rectify a culture of retaliation. The US company most recently was put in the spotlight when a door panel fell off a new 737 MAX plane during an Alaska Airlines flight in January. India's capital Delhi is reeling under a prolonged heat wave that has sent power demand soaring to a record 8,647 megawatts this week. Temperatures have hovered around 44 to 45 degrees Celsius in the city and other parts of northern India for weeks. The widespread use of cooling appliances such as air conditioners has put pressure on resources, leading to frequent power outages in Delhi. Delhi's electricity demand has broken many records this season, first on the 22nd of May when it touched 8,000 megawatts. And the baseball world has saluted the achievements of Willie Mays, widely considered one of the sport's best ever players after his death at the age of 93. Mays was twice declared the league's most valuable player and won the World Series with the New York Giants in 1954.
There's a long drive, way back in center field, way back, it is.
His famous catch during the championship remains one of the most iconic plays ever seen in America's so-called national pastime. Nicknamed the Say Hey Kid, the center fielder had been baseball's oldest living Hall of Famer. His death was announced with great sadness by his former team, who are now the San Francisco Giants. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.
Thanks, Simon, and welcome to Sports News. The International Table Tennis Federation has commenced the 2024 WTT Contender Series at the Molade Okoya Thomas Hall of the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere, Lagos. Players from Nigeria, India, South Korea, Germany, China, Cameroon, Egypt, Benin Republic, Ghana, Algeria, and Denmark are in Lagos to battle for honors. Organizers say the tournament will serve as preparations for the Paris Olympic Games holding next month. Away from our shores, host nation Germany became the first team to qualify for the knockouts phase of the 2024 Euros thanks to a 2-0 win over Hungary. Germany followed up their 5-1 demolition of Scotland by seeing off the Hungarians in Stuttgart, with Jamal Musiala and Ike Gundogan scoring either side of half-time. Well, Julian Nagelsmann team have a maximum 6 points with one game still to come in Group A, and are certain to progress to the last 16 at least as one of the 4 best third-place finishers. In the other Group A game in the Euros, Scotland and Switzerland drew 1-1 in their Euros 2024 clash in Cologne. Scott McTominay's deflected strike gave Scotland an early lead, but Xherdan Shaqiri's fine equalizer earned the Swiss a point that sees them take a big step towards qualifying for the last 16 rounds. Scotland can also still qualify for the round of 16 from the group. Away from football, tennis now. Andy Murray's hopes of bowing out from tennis at this year's Wimbledon were left in severe doubt after a back injury forced him to retire from his second-round match at Queen's earlier today. The British tennis legend is now set to undergo another scan after lasting a mere 5 games against the Australian Jordan Thompson. Murray was in evident pain right from his first serve when his right leg and hip seemed to buckle underneath him. In golf now, Tiger Woods has been awarded a lifetime exemption by the PGA Tour to enter all of its designated signature events. Well, Woods has won 82 PGA Tour titles. And that's your Sport News tonight. I'm Kelly Egiga. It's back to you today.
Many thanks, Kelly. And the main news again. Governor Siminalayi Fubara today sworn in caretaker chairmen and members in the 23 local government councils of River State has mandated the State Auditor General to commence the audit of local government accounts. We also told you that the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has condemned the killing of security operatives in Rivers, just as he ordered the State Commissioner of Police to increase security across the state. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayo Tunde Balogun. From all of us here, it's good night and please stay safe.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic episode of Entertainment News on Channels Television, your one-stop shop for all things fashion, music and lifestyle. When it comes to showbiz, you know we always have you covered. I am Ewalua Ogumborede. On the program today, Afrobeat's excellence on display as Burna Boy, Thames, Wizkid and Adekunle Gold attends Louis Vuitton's show at the 2024 Paris Fashion Week. Nigerian hip-hop and rap music legend Ella Joe makes a case for the music genre in Nigeria, claims it birthed the reigning Afrobeat. Plus, Abuja International Carnival set to make a comeback after an 8-year hiatus. Details of many more still to come on today's program, so please don't go away. We will begin the show today with the details of trending showbiz news from across the Nigerian showbiz space, including the show-up of Afrobeat stars, including Burna Boy and some other bigwigs at the Louis Vuitton show in Paris. Details and more in this quick roundup. Check it out.
Nigerian celebrities including Burna Boy, Wizkid, Thames, Adekunle Gold and Rema steal the show in head-to-toe designer outfits at the Louis Vuitton